for visiting. Today in Tina's Test Kitchen, I am making Salisbury steak meatballs with noodles and gravy. Let's go over those list of ingredients. I have my hamburger here. It's about 1.5 pounds each, so we have about 3 pounds of hamburger. I am going to be using a teaspoon of the following spices. I have my sea salt, my black pepper, as well as my onion powder. I'm going to be using a whole onion, 2 eggs that are at room temperature. For these next spices, I'm going to be using a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano as well as parsley. We'll be using 2 tablespoons of our olive oil. We have a jar of mushrooms. We have some brown gravy seasoned mix. We're going to be using a 1/2 cup of our breadcrumbs. We also have a French onion packet. For this next set, we're going to be using a tablespoon of our minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. That's going to be to help thicken the gravy. And then we have 3 tablespoons of our Worcestershire sauce. And we have our extra wide egg noodles. Let's get started. Okay, so we are now at the point where I'm going to make the meatballs. Again, my gloves. I am going to use this little tool here to make the meatballs. And we don't want them to be super large, just like the regular shape of a small little meatball. Okay, so I am going to brown the meatballs on the stovetop, and then once they're brown, I'm going to split them, and they're each gonna go in the crock pots. I have one crock pot here and the other one on the other side of the island. And these will cook in my crock pots for 8 hours. This is such an easy meal, you guys. You can leave it while you go to work. You can go and take a nap, have dinner, go and pretty much do anything for those 8 hours. For the last probably like maybe 45 minutes, I will go ahead and put in the egg noodles, so that way those have a chance to cook within the crock pots, and then you will be all finished. Let's get these meatballs done because we have a lot. While I'm finishing up my meatballs, I do have in my crock pot, I have 6 cups of water in each crock pot. And then adding to that, I'm going to be adding 1 jar of mushrooms, 1 packet of brown gravy mix, as well as 1 Lipton onion mix. Okay, so this is the meatballs that are getting brown. Once I'm finished, these are going to go into the crock pot. Again, I have 2 crock pots that I'm using today, and they will simmer in the crock pot for a full 8 hours. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and browned all of the meatballs, and I've split them up between this crock pot and the other crock pot. And now we're just going to add them to the mixture, and these will cook for 8 hours. Again, once we get to about the 7-hour, 15-minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and add the egg noodles to each crock pot, and then at the 8-hour mark, we'll be done. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add our cornstarch mixture, and for that is just about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of cold water. And with that, we're going to add a teaspoon of our cornstarch and mix it well. And we're just going to go ahead and add it to our crock pots. Again, you're going to mix it well, and over the next maybe about 2 hours, it's really going to help thicken up our sauce so that it turns into a nice thick smooth gravy. And I'm going to do this for both of them. So far, you guys, this smells really, really good. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and add the noodles to our crock pots. I'm going to start by adding 1/2 of the bag, and then I'm going to mix it and see how much more I need to add. Yep, this looks like I'm good to go for the whole bag. And you guys, these are just going to be using the extra wide egg noodles. I just did the store brand because, again, supply chain issues. So I'm just going to give this a good mix, make sure that everything is well coated. And it looks like we have about 44 minutes left to go, so not too bad. It smells so good. All right, almost done. Okay, everyone, we are now at my favorite part of the video, of course, is tasting the delicious food I've been smelling all day. Let's give it a taste. So I want to make sure that I have all of my ingredients. So I'm going to make sure that I grab a mushroom as well as some of the gravy and of course those delicious meatballs. Okay, so here's what it looks like. As you can tell, it's still very hot, but this is going to be amazing. Okay, so again, salt and pepper, you guys, is traditionally the staple that I will use to finish off seasoning my foods. So this meal is not going to be any different. I'm going to cut my meatballs, and you guys, these meatballs are so super tender. Again, they've been cooking all day, so I'm not surprised that they're super tender. So now I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. I'm also going to keep in mind that it's very, very hot. This is really, really good. Again, the meat is super tender. The noodles are probably more of an al dente noodle. I'm gonna be honest, the meatballs are my favorite part. This, you guys, is really good. This is perfect for a busy family. If you want to start it before you leave for work in the morning, it'll be done in the afternoon by the time you get home. If you have a church service or plans over the weekend, again, you can cook it in your crock pot throughout the day, come home, and your meal is already finished. All right, so we do have another completed video today. If you guys do like this video and you'd like to see more, please hit that like button on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.